Hello, 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 and welcome everyone. My name is Alyssa. This is my channel of New Direction, and this is a pick a pile reading. So how this works is in the description box, there is 3 different piles that are time stamped. We're gonna break off and you'll have a chance to see all 3 different piles and then go from there. You can pick which pile and then head down to the description box, hit your timestamp and go through. You can also pick more than one pile. If you seem to be drawn to more than one pile, be sure to check out both. So really what today's reading is on is the energy shifting. Things are changing, guys. There was the new moon. Both Mars and Venus are both direct in their own signs right now, which is very empowering for our divine masculine and our divine feminine sides. That new moon shifted. If you're in Southern Ontario, the winds are insane right now. And I just feel like there's just this powerful shift within energies happening right now. There is just astrologically so much going on. There is just this, this wind just seems to be coming through and pushing the change within all of our lives right now. And I love it. This is where we're at. This is what this reading is going to be discussing. So there is 3 piles. We're going to head over right now so you can pick your pile and then I will see you at each one of your piles. Okay, guys, let's get started. Pile 1, welcome. You guys chose the Lightseers deck, one of my favorite tarot decks. So what we're starting with here is we're going to actually start with the Energy Oracle, and then we're going to clarify the energy cards here with the tarot deck that you chose, okay? So I'm actually going to shuffle here 3 times and then split the deck, and then I'm going to pull all of the energy cards out, and then we're going to go from there, all right? So actually one more shuffle. All right, so here we are starting with the current energy of self, and let us see adjacent possibilities here and rest and rejuvenation. Okay, for the universal energy that is shifting within you, we have the door to spirit. Well, that's beautiful. What is consciously shifting here? We have the journey. What is subconsciously shifting here? We have the magician and the mirror. Wow. Distractions to be aware of here is the storm warning. And the focal point of your conscious energy / thinking here is the thinking woman. Wow, those are beautiful energies. On the bottom of the deck here, guys, holy smokes. All right, we have the energy of walking away and then the first chakra. This can very much be the energy where you are walking away towards the temple path. You're walking away from something that has really caused some anxiety. And it's probably really caused you anxiety because it was really it was affecting the root of who you were. It was affecting maybe your self-worth or what that looked like. But there is definitely this underlying energy here of where you're walking away from where there's been an imbalance within your own security of energy, okay? Okay, pile 1. So where you're at with your current energy was the adjacent possibilities and rest and rejuvenation. This is awesome. This is the energy of there's a lot of doors open before you, but taking the time to really allow yourself to pause and acknowledge which door is going to serve you best, right? Because it doesn't make sense to just run down a hallway into all these doorways, right? Like you're going to want to pick the doorway that is going to best serve you, right? This rest and rejuvenation here is that pause period. This is where you allow yourself the time to really ground to what it is around you that spirit is calling you to do, right? Like look at here, he's connecting here to his solar plexus and his root chakra, right? Like this is that connection. This is that energy. All right, let's see here. Current energy here. Let's clarify the adjacent possibilities, please. We're actually going to put that one back in. Adjacent possibilities, please. Can we clarify the adjacent possibilities? Yeah, no, we weren't. We were going to bring it out. It came back out anyway. The adjacent possibilities. Look at this. This is the energy here of where you're building. This can be where you're looking, the energy of where you're looking to build with other people, whether that's in some sort of romantic family base or it has to do with work or whatever the case may be. But it could even be more than one, right? Maybe that's why there's adjacent possibilities, because it's where you're looking at building a foundation with those around you, and that rest and rejuvenation, that's the energy of taking the time out. Again, taking that time to connect with the inner voice, taking that time to connect with the inner light. That's important. Look at that. It's so funny because the Knight of Swords actually came out to clarify that. And it's funny because the rest of Rejuvenation is pause. And this Knight of Swords, fastest moving knight in the deck. You see, for some of us, it could be where this energy here, things are happening. Things are shifting, the times are changing very quickly for you. Maybe, Mars has gone direct and the action within your life that has been paused is all of a sudden rapidly growing. There's things that within your space that are rapidly changing, rapidly building, right? This is where even though things might be going on quick around you and you might be called to action, it is still so important to take the time to connect with the light. It is important to do that pause piece. It is important to reflect on the inner light. It is important to rejuvenate the energy of self, right? We cannot keep going and burning ourselves out if we're not refilling the fuel tank, right? Let's get a moon card here for this current state of energy. Wow. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Your hard work is paying off. Nothing is yet set in stone, and look at the bigger picture. That's pretty interesting for current energy here, guys. Wow. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And this is kind of like that energy here of the rest and rejuvenation and the action, right? Balance the spirituality and balance the movement, right? Your hard work is paying off. So whatever that looks like in your life, whatever you have been really putting the work to, it is paying off and nothing is yet set in stone. Maybe it hasn't been working the way, you wanted it to. That's where the energy of the adjacent possibilities come in, right? Because nothing is yet set in stone. So walk through a different doorway. Just because maybe you've tried something and it hasn't worked out yet, that doesn't mean that there's that the opportunity is lost, that the opportunity is set in stone. No, nothing is yet set in stone. Look at the bigger picture, right? Look beyond what you're just like, open your mindset here. Look beyond what is just in front of your face, right? All right, let's see. The universal energy that is shifting within you. This is pretty powerful because it was the door to spirit. That's a beautiful energy to be shifting with inside you because we need to connect to a divine, guys. We need to connect to a higher within our lives. That's what allows us to really find that connection to our purpose, find that connection to the authenticity within inside of self, right? Door to spirit. Can we get a clarifier here for the door to spirit? The door to spirit gets the magician. Yeah, look at that. The door to spirit is that doorway to the inner power. It's that doorway to our inner strength, to the uniqueness within our inner selves, because that's a magician, right? We are all born with such unique powers within inside of self, and we must connect to those unique powers. We must connect to our authenticity if we're going to display them to the world around us. If we're going to actually use what our soul, that knowledge within inside of our souls, then we must connect first to that power through spirit. That's how that happens, because you have to connect to spirit to understand the powers that were already within you, right? And the Knight and the King of Wands. It's about this energy of walking through the door of spirit here, what is shifting within inside of you. It could even just be that energy of understanding how solid you are within yourself, how steady you are within yourself, right? That connection to a divine purpose here allows you to be more steady even within that self, within who you are. The energy of the King of Wands is somebody who is rock solid within who they are. Spiritually, they know what they are about. Okay. They show up to that authentic self with who they are spiritually, emotionally, physically. This is the whole kind of kit and caboodle, right? This is the energy of a solid being, solid being. Love it. That is what is shifting here. Absolutely love it. Let's get a moon card for this energy, this universal energy. Can we get a moon card here, Spirit, for this universal energy that is shifting? What is the universal energy here that is shifting? Be bold and make the first move. Wow. And that's the energy here of understanding that in order to embrace this, these very powerful masculine energies within inside of self, whether you're masculine or not, it is going to take you acknowledging the steps of actions. It's going to take you embracing the power of self. Nobody else can make you feel steady and strong and powerful like this. Nobody else can make you show up to that kind of being but yourself. So be bold, make that first move, right? Connect to that kind of divine, to the divinity, whatever that looks like in your world, but connect yourself to that doorway of spirit. Walk through it if that's what the move is. What is consciously shifting here is the journey. And this can be for some of you where things within your life are actually legitimately, tangibly, consciously shifting, where the life that you have lived is no longer the life that you are walking towards. You have shifted something within inside of yourself. You have opened yourself up probably to some sort of spirituality, some sort of authenticity, where you're connecting now to the divine light. You're connecting now to the divine purpose. You're moving in that direction. That's the direction that you're wanting to do the soul-led journey, right? Like this is all about the soul-led journey here. That is this energy. Consciously, I feel like that is the movement that you're making. Yeah, Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. You see, and it's really the energy where you have found your wholeness. Okay, you've found your worth. You've acknowledged that, what is consciously changing is you've acknowledged your worth. You've acknowledged that you're no longer the victim. You are much more powerful than the victim that you have felt trapped to be in the past, right? This Eight of Swords is the energy of victimhood. It's the energy of feeling stuck, the energy of being trapped here. And I feel like what is consciously shifting here is as you acknowledge your self-worth, you acknowledge who you truly are and how worthy you are of your own journey, how worthy you are of going forward and not being a victim, how worthy you are of following what your soul-led purpose is calling you to do. That is what is consciously shifting. Because when we can consciously acknowledge that we are worth more than the direction we are headed, we can align ourselves accordingly. We can do the work that needs to happen. And I mean, the Eight of Swords isn't an energy of just being like, well, I'm not a victim anymore. No, this is the energy of acknowledging that work has to be done so that you can emotionally free yourself from this feeling, right? So you can surrender what it is. So you can surrender the hurts. So you can heal and move past that. Grow. Growth is important. Growth is so important, right? All right, let's get a moon card here as well for what is consciously shifting. A fiery climax approaches. Well, maybe for some of you, this is really where you're stepping into, you're having to make a step. There's going to be some sort of fiery climax because you are truly, for once and for all, standing up for your worth. You're moving yourself out of whatever has trapped you, right? Whatever has kept you small, what has ever kept you a victim here. Now you are moving into the energy of embracing your own journey, of going forward. And sometimes when we embrace our own journeys, the fire just happens, right? Growth doesn't happen in comfortable situations, my friend. Growth does not happen in comfortable situations. What is subconsciously shifting? What might not even or see here? And the Magician in the mirror was the energy that came out here. And I love this because it's a magician again, right? The magician and the magician. Check that out. Because it's this energy here where you're embracing your power. And embracing our power doesn't necessarily only talk about the fire and the action power of our life. It's about understanding that we need to balance the inner knowing, the inner voice, as well as the drive and the voice and the action that needs to happen in life. And see here how the mirror is still like fogged. This is the future. Right? And it's still fogged. It's still unwritten here because this guy here is balancing, this magician here is balancing the power within inside of himself. And as he balances that, he is therefore writing what it is he wants to in his future. It's not written before him, right? He is changing that. He is writing it for what he wants it to be because he understands he has the ability to do so with his balanced energy here. He understands that he can follow his soul-led life, his soul-led purpose, and his actions, his drive, what he shows up to, they can go hand in hand. They can blend. Let's get some tarot here for this Magician in the mirror. Fool. Look at that. This is where you're beginning new. This is where the energy of beginning new. This is a new you. This is a connection here. Wow. A connection. The Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Three out of those 5 were majors. And this is really where, look at this. It's where you are connecting to this inner knowing that I just don't think you've ever really realized you had so much power to connect to before. okay? Where you connect to the divine in such a strong way. Your intuition, that inner voice, it just starts like this is the energy here of just connecting to like such a higher power, right? It's being able to see beyond the veil here. And this is that energy here of what is subconsciously shifting within inside you. It's just this new beginning and a new kind of feeling within the fulfillment of self, I believe. I believe that as you connect here to the divine and you connect to the inner voice, you connect to really truly and following that new kind of balance within your life. There is clarity here. There's clarity on the direction in which you're going. There's clarity on the movement and the change that needs to happen around you. The distractions that could be happening at this time was the storm warning. It's like the Tower card, okay? So who knows? Apply that where it fits, but that's shit coming down, And it could be relationships, it could be work stuff, it could be a whole bunch of stuff. But this is the energy here, what could be distracting you, 10 of Wands, is what you need to walk away from. What cycles you just need to finish out. And maybe they're hard, maybe they're still kind of messy at this time, but it's time for you to begin anew, okay? You have to let go of what needs to be let go because you're being called here. What is shifting within inside of you right now is that you're being called to go forward as a new being. Not as somebody who has repeated patterns of the old, but a being who is going forward here with a new purpose, a new sense of self. There is going to take you having to address that shit's going to come down because not everything in the past can we go forward. If we're wanting to change, stuff has to be let go. You have to complete out the cycles, cross the T's, dot the I's, right? And then pick yourself up and acknowledge the change, acknowledge the steps that are going to take you to move yourself forward here. To move yourself past what has been holding you back, okay? And what you need to focus on, this is that thinking woman. This is the energy of growth. This is the energy of forward movement. And you don't have to be a woman for this to apply into your life. This is the energy of connecting to that divine feminine within inside of self. And all the divine feminine is, guys, is our inner knowing, right? This is going forward. Look at the butterfly. She's growing. She's educating herself. She's acknowledging that she wants change within her life here. She wants to go up these stairs. Okay. She wants to improve. She wants to, educate herself, grow herself for improvement, for change, for prosperity in life, for more abundance. That's a great space to be in, and it's an important, kind of focal point for our energy to be in, is expanding, is continuing to grow, right? I love it. I say that all the time. You always have to be growing. Wow, look at that. The Chariot and the Two of Cups. This is the energy here of where you're growing because you want to change your life. You're wanting to move your chariot forward. The purpose and the divine destiny here in which you're going towards. You're wanting to do it on a higher kind of level, maybe the base level and where we started isn't for you. You're wanting to elevate yourself here. You're wanting to grow. You're wanting to actually put the work in to move yourself through life on like that accelerated path of connecting to what it is you're supposed to do here, right? The Two of Cups is how you blend your energy. You see, this is how we go forward. This is the energy of, it's almost like where you're wanting to do, you're wanting to change your life. You're wanting to go forward. You're wanting to do that work so that where you're going, who you're blending with in the future, whether a relationship now, and it doesn't have to just be romantic relationships, right? But the energy of going forward here is you're wanting to be whole blending wherever you're going to blend, right? Whosever energy that you plan, whatever, and that's going to be more than just, as I said, it's going to be more than just one relationship because we blend our energies with so many friendships, family, romantic, right? Like there's so many energies out there that we go out towards and we blend together. Like that's what growth is all about, right? Blending of energies. But we have to be whole. And I feel like that is the energy here where you're really focusing on, no matter what kind of relationship it's talking about you doing this self-growth because in order for you to go forward in life, you need to have a whole energy. That's a shift that is happening within inside of you, pile one. Is that you're having this balanced energy. You're changing the vibration of the energy within inside of yourself so that who you are going forward from here on out is a different kind of connection. You know, it's a different kind of energy on your side of it because you are whole. You are connected here to a divine. You are connected here to purposes, to the soul-led journey, to the authenticity within inside of yourself here. That's a beautiful energy to be in. Beautiful space to be in. Totally forgot to pull moon cards for the rest of these. All right, let's see here. Let's get a moon card for the focal energy. The energy here of where you're focusing. It's time to release negativity. Oh, wow. And a new romantic cycle begins. For some of you, pile one, maybe there are some of you here that, you know, are in this singlehood. And I mean, like, this Two of Cups is a very romantic energy here. And I love this because where you're growing is understanding that you need to do the self-work. You need to do the change within self here. Release the negativity so that the new romantic cycle can begin, right? All right, let's get a moon card too as well for these distractions. The storm warning, prosperity lies ahead, right? So don't get yourself caught up worrying that whatever is coming down is, oh, that's going to be the end of you. No, those things need to come down so that you can embrace this Three of Wands and go forward where the prosperity is, right? Prosperity lies ahead when you're willing to do the work, when you're willing to cut out the shit that isn't going to serve you, right? Right. Let's get one here for the subconscious energy. Subconscious energy it's a time to take action. Isn't that interesting? Because for the conscious energy here, there was a fiery climax approaches, which was the full moon in Aries. And for the subconscious, it's time to take action, which was the new moon in Aries. Aries is that energy of making action, guys. Aries is that energy of just going for it, you know, putting your head down and just ramming ahead. Wow. That's a beautiful energy shift reading. So we're going to finish these all off with the LQ, the She-Who deck. And you don't have to be a She-Who, okay? If there's any dudes watching this, okay? This is just about going forward with that divine feminine energy, you know, that inner knowing energy. But this is really that inner knowing energy that I'm wanting you to very much think about as you go forward to embrace this energy shift, okay? Let's see. Pile one. Who is pile one going forward to embrace? She who becomes, no shit. Metamorphosis, transcend journey. Atarina. She who becomes. Wow, isn't that a beautiful card? I've never pulled this one, guys. That's the first time she's ever come out. Atarina, she who becomes, rises light like a feather, no longer anchored to the ground. Her lightness of being creates a total metamorphosis of self. Even her hair is changing colors from the fiery red to the intense light, to the intensity of light blue and white, because like the hottest part of the flame, her passion is to transcend to her next highest self. Her passion to transcend to her next highest self is taking place. Her right hand is held in the Pertha Mudra to offset the fire element and increase the earth element. She knows she must maintain this balance if she is going to continue evolving. This is the powerful increase this powerful increase she senses of this powerful, I'm totally missing a word here. This powerful mudra increases her sense of stability, which she needs as she floats off the earth. Her antenna-like stamina gathers information on deep sensory levels. Atarina may seem to be asleep, but she is focused on her journey at hand. This card indicates that you are at a moment of becoming the being you have been working on. All the effort is coming together to send you soaring up to the next plane. The good news and the bad news is there is always another level to achieve. Each subtle state of existence creates new challenges. Know that you have safely lived on your current plane, and all that you have learned by and failed in and powered through will be brought with you on your journey. The cranes who rise from the mist show you the past is a source of strength for the future. Like the caterpillar who metamorphoses into a butterfly, it is time to try out your new wings. And the questions to ask yourself is, what is this next level of me? How can I benefit the most from this transcending? What challenges me the most in my current spiritual journey? All right, pile one, that was a beautiful reading. Until next time, take great care of your souls. Bye now. Hi, pile two. Welcome back. All right, so you guys chose the Journey Home Tarot. This is a beautiful deck that was given to me by a mentor of mine. So we are going to start with the Energy Oracle. I'm going to shuffle twice and then split the deck, pull all of the energies for each of the questions, and then we'll go back and clarify through with the tarot that you picked, okay? All right, so this is for pile two. All right, and first off, we're picking the current state of energy within inside of self here for pile two. So pile two gets the energy of appreciation. The universal energy that is shifting within you is the energy of strategy. What is consciously shifting here is the fifth chakra. Wow. What is subconsciously shifting within inside you? Wow. Broken heart. Isn't that interesting? The energy here, distractions to be aware of here is your sixth chakra. Okay, interesting. And the focal point for your conscious energy and thinking is the temple path and the door to value. Isn't that beautiful? On the bottom of the deck here, you have rest and rejuvenation, the goddess of the moon and the journey. You know, this is really the energy where you've completed some cycles. And I imagine that there's probably been some financial hardships that have happened within this year. But you've really completed cycles here. And, you know, maybe that's why you're in this energy of appreciation, right? Because the energy of appreciation is just taking the time. She's in a garden full of thorns, really. Like, there's more thorns in this garden than there is roses. But she's taken the time here to just, you know, even within the dark skies, she allowed just for that moment here to let the sun come in and to appreciate the beautiful flower that is at hand. I love that energy here. And I kind of feel like that's where you're at. You're connecting here to the purpose of journey, whether it was because you are overcoming the hardships, you've connected to, you know, your inner light. You've allowed, you know, the cycles to complete for what they are. You're connecting here to kind of that divine purpose, divine journey. But it's almost this energy of, I mean, rest and rejuvenation is at the bottom here, right? And it's really where you're just allowing your intuition to just guide you for right now, but taking that time of pause, taking that time to appreciate where we're at. And it's appreciation and strategy here are the first two cards out. So let's get into this. All right, let's get a clarifier here for the appreciation here. And this is the current state of energy within self. And it was the Two of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Wow. This can really be the energy where maybe within relationships, you have kind of felt stuck. You have felt trapped. And maybe there's this level, something is, you know, energy within you is shifting. You know, maybe you have walked away from this Two of Cups or this Two of Cups, you know, you're embracing. There's a new sort of kind of fellowship, a new sort of kind of relationship that's beginning. And it's allowing you to see the shift within the energies of self. Maybe it's a relationship that is kind of opening you up for, you know, to be like, oh, wait a minute. What I've gone through, I needed to go through. This is that level of appreciation. This is a beautiful space to be in, right? That Eight of Swords is the energy of victimhood here. And I just feel like this blending of the Two of Cups kind of brings you from that victimhood mentality, you know, where maybe things have been very trying in the past, but for whatever reason, this blending of the Two of Cups allows you to feel the appreciation for the situation that you have come from, right? Get a moon card here for this current energy. Bring love into this situation. Isn't that interesting? You know, and this could be really where you're opening up. You're opening up to this kind of love. You're opening up to this blending of energy into this. And I mean, the Two of Cups it is love. It doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic relationship. It oftentimes has that kind of romance to it. But this is just the energy of understanding that what you've been through, as awful and as horrible as it may be, this is a shift within you where you're just allowing what to be to be. You're embracing the love, okay? You're embracing the fullness. You're embracing the love. Bring love into this situation, right? All right, the universal energy that is shifting within you here is the strategy, which is kind of interesting because I feel like this is the energy of changing where you've been. I feel like this is the energy of where you're like, you know what? I think it's time to go forward on a new kind of path. You know, and the strategy to that, how that's actually going to look. This is kind of like the map to what that shift and that change looks like. And I like it. I like that that's the energy that's shifting with inside you here, pile two. Let's get a clarifier here for the strategy. Wow, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, because this is where you're beginning to actually make a tangible change. A new beginning is happening. And that makes sense that the strategy came out here because, wow, in the Wheel of Fortune, you are making change, okay? Something is shifting here within you, and it's a new tangible change, And this energy of the strategy, I feel, is almost like how you're just going at what that looks like, what these tangible steps look like, okay? Ace of Pentacles here with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Wheel of Change here. There's change. Wow, that's a beautiful, ooh, okay. We're not taking 4. We'll get one more though here. Can we get another one for this Ace of Pentacles, please? Can we get a clarifier for the Ace of Pentacles? The Ace of Pentacles gets the Ace of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Oh my gosh. And what else is there? And the Hermit. Holy smokes. This new tangible beginning is something that is really stirring a fire inside you. And it's something that you have not been going for before. Okay, I really feel like this energy here of where you're changing is because you're making a tangible change within something here. And whether it's a new job opportunity or whether it's a new love opportunity, whatever that is, you're actually making a tangible shift here. You've connected to this Hermit energy, to the space, into the peace, into the quiet, into the light within inside of self. You've allowed yourself this time to do the reflection that was needed. So you could find that kind of true calling, that true energy here. And then that's what you started. That's this energy of the strategy here, what is shifting within you. You're being called to start something of purpose, to start something of passion here, tangibly. To make a change, to make a shift. The 2 of Wands is the energy of change here, where you're aligning yourself. You're going differently. You're making a tangible change here, guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's get a moon card here too for the universal shift. A win-win outcome is forecast. Look at that. That's the energy where no matter, as you do this shift, don't fear it. Right? Don't fear it, because what is to come, you're allowing the universe to just bring what is to come to come. You're releasing your resistance to what the universe is trying to bring into you here. That's a beautiful energy space to be in. What is consciously shifting here was the 5th chakra. And this is the energy of communication, and what is shifting could be how you're communicating what it is that you want, how you're communicating what it is that you need, whether it's to the people around you, whether it's to the universe, whether it's to yourself. But the energy here that is consciously shifting is how you are communicating. And that is a beautiful energy. That's a powerful energy. Communication is key, right? Communication in our life is key. We have to communicate to ourselves in a positive manner how we're changing, how we're going forward here. The 7 of Cups and the King of Cups. Wow. And what you're communicating on, the 7 of Cups is about all the different options, all the different, things before you here. And the King of Cups is somebody who is very in tune to his emotions, And when we're talking about what is consciously shifting within inside of you here, this energy of communication, it's as though you are shifting how to communicate what it is you want, on a very deep level. It's not necessarily like, oh, well, this is just what I want on surface level. No, this is the understanding of what you need in different aspects of your life to feel whole, to feel in depth, right? Let's get another one here. Judgment. Oh, the releasing and the 6 of Wands. Yeah. You see, this communication is really where you're releasing and surrendering what has maybe made you feel stuck in the past. It's the energy, this 5th chakra is where you're able to actually communicate who you are. You liberate self here. There's a releasement here. This is the beyond judgment is this card, but this is the card of judgment. And that's the card of surrendering. That's the card of coming forward with your authentic self, and it's so beautiful that the King of Cups was in here too, because consciously you are connecting here to that deep inner knowing. Consciously you are making the healing steps here to open yourself up, to surrender, to bring yourself into this self-liberating stage, communicating what it is, who it is, what you need, that's a beautiful energy space to be in, pile 2. Such a beautiful energy space to consciously be in. Subconsciously, what you're shifting here is the broken heart. Because this work that you are doing to communicate what it is you need, maybe this is a new relationship, and you're going forward communicating what it is that you need within this new relationship, and you're subconsciously you're shifting the energy of the broken heart that lays deep down underneath, because as you communicate what it is you need as you begin this authentic kind of journey. And you know, you're liberating yourself here. You're moving yourself from victim mentality. You're beginning these new passions. You're beginning these new tangible steps. You know, you're having faith in the inner light. You're having faith in that, you know, intuition, in the inner voice here. You're communicating, again, not only to yourself or to those around you, but to the universe, what it is that you need to feel liberated, right? Consciously, that's what you're doing. Subconsciously, you are healing that broken heart, because you're doing the rest of the work, because you're tangibly putting in steps to heal the brokenness, to heal the heartbreak, right? Four of Cups, look at that. Where you've been stuck maybe before, looking at cups that have been spilt, subconsciously you are accepting this cup of opportunity here, okay? You are. Maybe where it's the energy of just this brokenheartedness is where people have done you wrong, okay? They have trespassed against you. They have maybe cheated on you. They have maybe done some just really shady shit to you, you know? And because of that, opportunities got spilt. Because of that, emotions, you know, were spilt. Cups were smashed, right? Five of Swords, yeah, there was tense communication here. But the Chariot, wow. You know, this energy here of what you're subconsciously shifting is, I feel as you do this conscious healing work, subconsciously you're opening yourself up to heal from that brokenheartedness. You're allowing the spilt cups to just be spilt. You're allowing the tense communication to heal so that, you know, you can go forward to continue to communicate what it is that you authentically need within inside of self. You see, you are drastically shifting the Chariot here. You're taking the reins of your Chariot here and moving yourself in a new healed direction. I love that. Let's get a moon card here for the subconscious energy here. What is subconsciously shifting here, Spirit? Luck is on your side, the new moon in Sagittarius. And we're going to actually pull one here for the subconscious energy too. I meant consciously. Look at that. A new romantic cycle begins. Yeah. And for some of you, this pile is very quickly turning into a new kind of romance that is happening here, right? And if it's, you know, consciously, you need to speak what it is you need from it. If you're going to go forward and build a relationship that is actually going to sustain you in life, you know, after you've done the work, after you've done healing, then you need to communicate in this new relationship who it is, what it is, you know, and what you're going to need from this. It's not about just, you know, selling yourself short and being like, well, this is my, you know, fairly jaded energy I have to give. No, this is about communicating exactly who you are, what that looks like. You know, it's being vulnerable, right? We have to be vulnerable. That's really, you know, that is really like being vulnerable it allows us to connect to that, real kind of raw inner self, which is a beautiful energy to be in. It really is. All right, what can be distracting you here was the sixth chakra. I'm kind of curious to see, because the sixth chakra here is the energy of your intuition. Okay, it's the energy here of following your intuition. So what can be distracting you here with that sixth chakra? The Devil, look at that. The Devil and the Four of Swords. Okay, because sometimes we can get caught in our own heads, right? Sometimes that voice that we hear inside of our heads is a low vibration bullshit that's holding us back here. And this is where we need to, you know, what needs to be clear here is allowing, you know, making sure that the voice we're listening to isn't a low vibration, toxic bullshit, devilly voice. You know, the Four of Swords here is the energy of connecting to the light within inside of self, allowing yourself that time to kind of do the rest and relaxation, allowing yourself the time to meditate, to really like contemplate what it is, you know, that the true self is saying, right? Not just what that kind of like, because, you know, it is true. We really have to sit with self. You know, if you're thinking negative kind of thoughts, then you have to acknowledge, okay, wait, is that my intuition telling me that? Or is that my fear talking? Which voice in my head currently is talking? We have to be strong enough to sit with ourselves to decipher who the hell we're listening to up there, right? Like that happens here, right? But this is the energy where you got to watch out for that, okay? Watch out for the negative self-talk. Watch out for the negative self-sabotaging bullshit that we do in life. Watch out for how we allow that low vibration bullshit to get into your space, okay? The wind song, connect to that inner light here. Let's get a moon card here as well for this distracting energy. It's a time for healing, absolutely. It's a time for addressing that low vibration energy, because if that low vibration energy is what is affecting your intuition and your inner knowing, you know, if you're afraid of like, can I even trust my inner intuition? Like, do I have faith that what my inner voice is actually saying is true? Right? Like, I mean, we've all been through there. There was a huge period of my life where I struggled to trust my intuition because I didn't actually think that it was going to do what it needed to do. But that took me healing. That took me acknowledging that my divine masculine side didn't always listen to my divine feminine side, right? That my divine feminine side at times was being ego-led and not soul-led. And therefore, that just fueled the ego-led action side that I sometimes like to run a little rampant on, right? But this call here for the distraction it's a time for healing, because we have to heal the emotional baggage that is going to really interrupt what our intuition is saying, right? That it's a time for healing. Lovely. Okay, and let's see. This energy here, the focal point of this energy was the temple path and the door to value. And isn't that beautiful? Because the temple path is this energy of connecting to the inner peace, connecting to our sacred space within inside of our spiritual connection. Okay, let's get one here for the temple path. The temple path gets the Hanged Man. Wow, and the Seven of Pentacles. Isn't that beautiful? You know, and this is where we're allowing yourself just this time to pause. You know, the Hanged Man is allowing yourself just to be right where you need to be. Allowing spirit to just, you know, again, releasing the resistance here. Releasing yourself, you know, releasing the fight here. To just have it to just have it your way. This is where you're connecting but this is where you're connecting to the energy of what your soul is asking you to do. You know, you're going forward to plant the pentacles here of your life, you know, in accordance to what is going to serve your soul, right? And isn't that interesting that the Seven of Pentacles and the door to value kind of both look like you're opening the doorways here? Because, you know, really where you're being asked to focus on is focus on that inner light. Focus on what that soul-led journey is calling you to do here. Because that's where the door to value is. You know, it's not following the ego-led journey here. It's following the soul-led journey. It's allowing spirit to guide you. This is where you're going to find, look at that, right? This energy of just pause and wait. You pause and wait so that spirit can open the doorway. And then all of a sudden it's like, here. This is where your garden's growing, right? Beautiful, isn't it? But first you have to connect to that temple path, because only in that temple path are you going to be able to find your secret garden. That has the door to value, right? That has all the good things. The door to value here gets the Ten of Swords. Wow. And the Six of Swords. See, you have to let something go here. Transformation needed to be done here. You needed to allow, you know, this temple path is because in order to embrace this door to value, you have to resist. You have to cut something away. Transformation is needed here in order for you to be able to embrace this next doorway to value. You know, you need to let go. Something needs to die. And I imagine it has to do with this heartbreak that's kind of holding you back. You know, this heartbreak that you're subconsciously dealing with. Like, you have to do this healing work, pile two, because it's asking you to do the work within inside of self so that you're able to therefore embrace this next journey. So you can let go of the negativity and that vibration that is keeping you stuck in a place that isn't going to allow you to grow with, I assume, with a person here. Because there is quite a bit of romance coming out in this pile 2 reading. Yeah, look at the bigger picture. Isn't that interesting? There's like both of the Libra moons are out here, the new moon in Libra and the full moon in Libra. And both of the Sagittarius readings are out here too. The full moon in Sag and the new moon in Sag. It's kind of interesting to me anyway. But this is the energy of looking at the bigger picture. Pile 2, what a beautiful energy shift. Wow. All right, so we are going to finish off with the She-Who deck. This is the LQ deck. You don't need to be a she for this, you know, for this deck to resonate here, okay? This is really the energy of really what your divine feminine is calling you to embrace as you go forward, okay? That divine inner knowing. Pile 2, who are you being called to embrace as you go forward? One spirit. One card. Who is pile 2 being called to embrace as they go forward? She who grants wishes. Elise. Wish, desires, hope. Love it. She who grants wishes. Oh, I got such an itchy nose today. She who grants wishes dances among the stars in purple and gold. Her eyes gaze downwards to catch all the wishes being made. While she can't acknowledge every wish, she waits for the ones that truly touch her heart. The wand she carries displays the bright light of hope we all send up. This is her energy, her gift, what motivates her to continue her dance and to hold her attitude of listening. Elise tells you to define what you want. What are your wishes? What is your heart's desire? Do not answer too quickly. Sometimes we wish for a horse when what we are truly desiring is movement. Your duty to yourself is to dig deeply into your own wants and needs. Heed the proverb, be careful what you wish for. You may get it. So, she who grants wishes requires you to apply discretion before you say what it is you think you want. Elise's goal is not to withhold things from you. She merely hopes that you will not waste the gift of a wish today. This card brings work, but also fulfillment. And the questions to ask yourself today are, what is the underlying reason for my heart's desire? What am I willing to do to have my wish fulfilled? And where can I use more hope in my life? Pile 2, that was another beautiful reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you have not, if you're not a subscriber yet, please be sure to do that too. All right, guys, take great care. Until next time, bye now. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome back. All right, so we are going to get started. You guys chose the Good Tarot. Hello to my friend who I know is here. Pile 3. You know who you are. All right, so let's get started. So we are going to, I'm going to shuffle this deck twice, the Energy Oracle. I'm going to split it, and then I'm going to pull the energies for the 6 different questions that we have here, and then we're going to clarify them with the Good Tarot, all right? So let's split this deck and get started. Okay, current state of energy within inside of self. Wow, 3. The Sun, patience, and the 3rd chakra. That's interesting. I've only pulled 1 for every single one, and somehow 3 came out here. All right, the universal energy that is shifting within inside of you. The energy of deceit that is shifting. Wow, that's a beautiful energy to be shifting. Okie dokie. What is consciously shifting here is adjacent possibilities. Subconsciously here we have Healer of Ages, Envy, and the Contract card. Well, that's interesting. All right, the energy here that could be distracting you is the energy of victory. And the energy, a focal point here for your conscious energy was the cornucopia. Beautiful, Pile 3. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have journey, community, walking away, the garden and the gate, and the blossoming abundance. Wow, you know, guys, this is Pile 3. This is really the energy of where you are committing to your own journey here. You know, you could be walking away from, you know, some different people within your lives. I feel though that you're really walking away from fear of going out, from fear of showing the world the real you. It's almost like, you know, you're at this beginning point of really showing up to this new self, sense of self, and you're walking away from fearing of what people are going to say. Okay, you're walking away from fearing what the rest of the world is going to say here, and you're just showing up to your own authenticity. I flippin' love it. All right, here, let's see. Current state of where you're at is the Sun, the patience, and the 2nd chakra. What a beautiful current state of energy to be in. You know, this is just the energy of being at peace with where you are, feeling filled and whole within inside of self. I mean, the energy of the 3rd chakra, that is your solar plexus. And this is the energy of your spiritual being. Like, this is the energy of your being in total, right? Like, that light just shines from inside of self here. You know, the energy of the Sun is the happiest card, right? Like, it's the energy of abundance. It's the energy of overall happiness, you know, whether that's romance or fortune or whatever it is. But this is just being at this place where you're like, you know, I'm good. I mean, patience here, you know, you're probably in kind of some sort of limbo stage, but it's okay where you're at. You know, I really sense that that is kind of the energy here. You're all right with where you're at. Your being feels passionate and happy and full being right where you're at. Yes, okay, maybe you're still waiting for certain things to come, but as a current state of energy, as a whole being here, you feel solid. Pile 3, what a beautiful energy to be in. All right, let's pull some tarot for this as well. This current state here. Current state here for pile 3. Wow, the 10 of Pentacles. You are, you know, and even if those 10 of Pentacles isn't currently coming in money and forms like this is just the state where emotionally and in the world around you, you can't help yourself. You're literally, it's like, I'm feeling like you're living your best life, you know, and you're like, yeah, okay, nothing's really going on around me, but I am feeling good. I am feeling like, wow, I am right where I am supposed to be right now. The queen of water. Yeah, truly, right? Connecting to that inner voice, connecting to the intuition, like below surface level, like she's just so solid to be here, you know? Wow, I love this energy. That current energy is something beautiful, pile 3. Let's get a moon card too as well for that. Wow, take time to breathe out. You're very close to achieving your goals and surrender to the divine. Oh, pile 3, I have to say this is already turning out to be quite the reading. Wow. Take time to breathe out, you know, and that is just that, I'm here. Like I'm surrendering to the divine. I am in this place of peace, you know. You are very close to achieving your goals. I love it. Okay. What is the energy? What is the universal energy that is shifting within inside of you? And deceit was what came out. And I love that because that's shifting, right? Like that's changing. That's that energy of the devil, you know, that's that energy of low vibration. And that's going to be different in everybody's life. It's going to apply different. Maybe for some of you, it's going to apply in more than one level in your life. I know it certainly is for me, right? But this is that energy of shifting those low vibrations that you are on. Shifting that within inside of yourself, you know, opening yourself up here, allowing yourself, and maybe it even has something to do with the solar plexus, right? Because this is your current energy and she's upright, she's moving right now. And this is where you're shifting that, oh, I keep saying solar plexus and it's not. Wow. That was the second chakra. This is your sacral chakra. This is the energy of your passion, the energy of your love. It's not the energy of your whole being. This is the energy of your passions here. Interesting. I was not paying very much attention. I am sorry, pile 3. All right, let's get a clarifier for this deceit card. Let's get some clarifiers here for the deceit and what is shifting here. What is the universal energy that is shifting here with this deceit? The 6 of water. The 6 of cups. Wow. Wow. That is the low vibration of addressing the emotional energies that are maybe weighing pretty heavy. You know, it's kind of interesting because this is even the energy of twin flame kind of energies. And, you know, for a certain individual who I know is watching pile 3, you know, this is that energy of the shift within inside of self, right? Where there's that releasing very much from that heavy kind of 6 of cups, right? Like that low vibration of that 6 of cups, that's a shift within this. That is powerful. Wow. This is the reflection though, you know, that 6 of cups is this energy of just that emotional reflection, the healing that needs to happen. The Page of Wands, yep. Because this is where you're going forward very much, you know. That shift within these low vibrations is because you're actually changing the vibration of self. You know, you are shifting that negative energy within self, releasing the emotions that are no longer going to serve you, doing the reflection of and the healing, you know, that needs to happen for that 6 of cups, and then going forward with this Page of Wands. New, right? Totally changing the vibration of self here. Totally changing the vibrations that you have been putting out into the universe. This is where that changes. This is where that shifts. Mind blown, right? Absolutely. Let's get a moon card here for the universal shift. The answers you need are coming. The full moon in Gemini. Wow, the answers you need are coming. Let's get one more. Okay, we'll take two more. Work through your fears, the new moon in Scorpio. And it's a time to release negativity. Isn't that interesting? Because that's what deceit is. That's what low vibration is. This is what you're releasing. It's the time to release the negativity. You know, dig deep. Acknowledge what is really causing, that's the energy of reflection, right? That's this energy of the Six of Cups. It's doing that inner deep reflective work, right? That's why it is a twin flame card, because twin flames are about mirroring each other, right? And this is that energy of addressing the mirroring negativity, your side of the mirroring negativity, right? Releasing that totally for once and for all, shifting that level of negativity, shifting that vibration. I can't stop saying that enough. Like it's, I feel like, you know, you've been running on this kind of down here, right? You're going around down here, and then the universe is like, and we're shifting negativity. Now we're going to be going this way, and we're going up like this, because we're changing the vibration, right? Okay, consciously where you're at here is adjacent possibilities. So many different doors are open before you. And you know, and maybe you know that. Maybe it's like that energy of like, I have no idea what to go for. Like I don't even see doors. There's doors everywhere, but are any doors are even open, right? Adjacent possibilities gets the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Devil, the Temptation. Wow. You see, I feel again like this is that aha moment. Again, look at the two horses here. The Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands. And that Seven of Wands is the energy of embracing your own inner light, acknowledging that own inner power here, your own inner voice, and acknowledging the movement and the clarity for pulling yourself past this low vibration devil energy bullshit. Like, I'm blown away, pile 3. Really, consciously you're putting in this work. Consciously, you are keeping yourself open to the doors of opportunity. You are keeping yourself open to the downloads, keeping yourself open to the positive light. Working on releasing the negativity, working on releasing these low vibrations, right? If you see one of those doors that has that low vibration bullshit, you're slamming it, closing it, probably cutting it up and putting it in the wood chipper, you know, like in Monsters, Inc., the movie Monsters, Inc., right? Where the bad doors, they just, that's what you're doing. Okay. Any low vibration door right now is going through the Monsters, Inc. door program. That's where you're at. Subconsciously, what is shifting here with inside of you was the Healer of Ages, the Envy, and the Contract. And this is going to have a couple different meanings between everybody. One storyline I can definitely feel right now consciously is where you're connecting here to the higher. You are connecting here to the Healer of Ages, and through that connection, you're able to see how blessed you truly are. You know, maybe your soul contract that you have been serving is one that you're constantly looking at others and being like, why does my soul contract not look like that? You know, almost disappointed with the soul contract here that you have. And I feel subconsciously, 1111 literally just came on. Subconsciously, this is that energy where you can release yourself from that kind of toxic, envious energy. You can come to the Lord, appreciate the healing for the contract that is yours, for the life that is yours. Because, you know, how ungrateful for us just to walk around and be like, oh, well, I wish I had this, or I wish I had that. Like, this is the energy here of being appreciative for what the Lord has given you, what the Lord has brought into your world, right? All right, let's get one here for what is subconsciously changing. Let's actually get a clarifier here for the Envy. The Envy is the Seven of Swords. Wow. Yeah, that can be just where things haven't really worked out, you know, where people have been shady, where things have just kind of been shitty, okay? Where maybe people trespassed it against you, or maybe situations didn't just work out, you know. But this Envy card is definitely kind of, it's clarified by I still got the short end of the stick, right? That is the energy here of the Envy card. And subconsciously, this is shifting. Let's get one for the Healer of Ages. Let's get a clarifier here for the Healer of Ages, please, Spirit. The Healer of Ages gets a Chariot. Because like I was talking about, that vibration shift that you're doing, you know, that massive shift within your being here, it's actually, again, changing your outcome. It literally, like the Chariot here, the Lord is legitimately shifting the vibrations within your being. Okay, the path in which you were on, the healing of this higher, the healing subconsciously that is happening here is actually ultimately like completely shifting everything about your life. It is. It's shifting that vibration. I cannot say that enough. This is like when we're talking energy shifting, like this is something that is actually bringing you to a much higher pile 3. Like you guys are moving. You guys are legitimately climbing up here. Let's get a clarifier here for this contract. What is this contract? The Hierophant. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. It's definitely, I feel that it's very much in the Empress. Wow. I feel that it's very much this contract of what you are here to manifest and grow, you know, and if we're envious of the lives that other people had, you know, whether that's relationships or houses or whatever the case may be, just their life in general. But if we're envious of other people's lives and we're not fulfilling our own contract, are we fulfilling what Spirit is asking us and has made us to manifest and co-create within our lives, right? If we're envious of anybody else's journey, then we are not showing up to the journey that the divine has asked us, has given us, you know? Wow, that's powerful. All right, let's get a moon card here for the subconscious shift here. The energy of the meditate and contemplate. Right? Isn't that important? Especially with, you know, subconsciously here, you know, it's about that meditating. It's about allowing yourself to do that kind of deep meditation healing so that you can release what needs to be released. So you can embrace this new level of vibration within your being. And I forgot to pull one here for the conscious energy. So let's pull one here for the conscious energy. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Very interesting. So up here on what was shifting in the universe, you had the new moon in Scorpio and the full moon in Scorpio. Okay. You had worked through your fears and released negativity. They came up here. Within your conscious shift, subconsciously, you were shifting this new moon in Pisces, which is meditate and contemplate. And consciously, you're shifting the full moon energy, which is balanced spirituality and practicality. Isn't that interesting how these moons keep, like, both moons are coming out? I find it very interesting. All right, so this energy here of what could be distracting is the victory. And maybe this is, you know, this is the energy of what's distracting you because you're not feeling victorious yet. Maybe, you know, the victory seems to be eluding you, right? Let's get a clarifier here on this victory. What is this victory, Spirit? What is the distraction here of this victory? Lovers. Yeah, well, you know, that's a bummer. Maybe that is, you know, this is the energy here where I feel like the lovers, the victory in the lovers here could be what distracts you from really embracing your own journey here. Maybe for some of you, you know, you're working on this work because what you're wanting to do is the blending of the energies at the end, right? Let's get another clarifier here for this victory. What is blocking? What is the distraction of this victory here? What is the energy here of this distraction? The transformation and the messenger of air. Wow. Lovers, transformation, and the messenger of air here. As far as the distraction and victory, that's interesting. It's about self, right? That's all it comes down to. It is about self. Don't allow your energies to be worried about what is happening on the other side of that duality, love. Your energies must be focused on self at this time. Your energy of transformation must be focused on your energy, your wholeness, what that kind of full kind of wholeness of love looks like in your life. And that's what's shifting. That is what's transforming. You know, that I feel like, you know, this transformation card is the death card, right? And this is that energy of releasing what has not been. And I feel like what you are releasing here is that low vibration energy of the devil, the envy, you know, the envy that what you have isn't enough. Hasn't served you, you know, it's shortchanged you around here somewhere. And that's what's transforming, because I really feel like the Lord is just like, no, Like your purpose, your journey, your path, it led you here because that is where you need to be. Focus on the cornucopia that is all around you right now, right? Like this is the energy to focus on. Focus on the cornucopia that is yours, right? I think this victory of this distraction, this victory over here is, you know, it's like, is that other half of this love going to do the transformation? And don't allow that to be what distracts you, right? It is the distraction here is the victory of self. I mean, sorry, not the distraction. What you're working on here is the victory of self, okay? It's about your healing and your wholeness, right? Because in order to go forward in love in life, we have to be whole beings. Otherwise, love will always be codependent. If we are not whole within inside of ourselves, our love will be a codependent kind of love. Let's get a moon card here for this distracting energy. You and your loved ones are safe. Isn't that interesting? Because that is very much the energy of you have the ability to do the healing, to do the work that needs to happen because you and your loved ones will be safe. Even after you do this reflection, even after you do this inner work, like do it because that's, you know, you and your loved ones are safe. Oh, my dogs are starting to scratch at the door. All right, cornucopia. This is the energy here for the focal point of your energy and your thinking. The Two of Wands. Interesting. Two of Wands. Oh, and the Knight of Fire. Absolutely. Because see, oh, what do we have? Oh, and the Star. You got any more in there? No. Wow. You know, this energy to really focus on here is the change of direction within your authenticity. You know, that change in the hopes and the dreams and the wishes that you have here. And it's about really showing up here to the fulfillment of your life as an authentic being, you know, acknowledging that the change has to be made first within inside of soul so that you can, you know, do that soul-led life so that you can really open yourself up and experience all of this abundance, experience all these blessings and this good fortune that are coming in your life. You know, it's that energy, you know, to really allow this is to really like to focus on the energy here to focus on is the shift that is happening within inside of you. The shift that is allowing yourself to release the negativity and to appreciate the life of authenticity that is yours. The blessings and the prayers and all of the wonderful things, all this cornucopia energy that has been around you as you embraced your authenticity. You know, maybe it didn't turn out the way that you were hoping, but here is the blessings that for the first time you are able to see them. You know, you're able to see them for how beautiful they are to your life, for exactly where you're at, right? Let's get a moon card here for this. Communication is key. Isn't that interesting? Communication is key. Your hard work is paying off. Be bold and make the first move. And prosperity lies ahead. You know, and I really feel like your hard work is paying off. Communication is key. Be sure that you continue to communicate not only to yourself, but to the universe, what it is that you are growing and moving yourself towards, right? Be bold. Make the first move. Don't wait for something in the universe to shift to do this change. Make the changes within inside of yourself, right? Do that work that you need to. Like make the steps. Take the steps of alignment, right? Prosperity lies ahead. And this one is, you know, write down what it is that you want to go forward to. You know, make sure you're journaling. Make sure that, you know, you have some sort of strategy to move yourself forward here because there is great need here to change that vibration that has been, right? And pile 3, I really feel like you guys have put in a hell of a lot of work to shift that kind of energy within inside of self. I really do. And you can see it, you know, you can see it within all of these opportunities that are coming towards you because it's as though you just keep embracing self more and more and more. And within that embracing of self, you can continue to connect to the divine, continue to connect to the divine's love, right? All right. So we are going to pull a she-who to go forward. And this is just really embracing that divine feminine energy going forward, what divine energy you are being asked to embrace going forward. Wow. Tirza, she who is present, now, awareness, acceptance. These she-whos that have come out and these piles today have absolutely just blown my mind. Terza, she who is presence, stands strong during a blizzard. Her hair sweeps up to entangle with the fingers of the wind. Rather than complain about the storm, she simply allows her senses to be aware and accepts what is. This is a time of quiet solitude. In her hair, she harbors both butterfly and the vine of the harsh reality of the snow. The vine, the insect, and the woman all find beauty in the present moment. Terza, whose name means now in Polish, values when and where she is. This card is asking you to honor the things that are happening now, good, bad, and indifferent. Acknowledge this instant of time fully. Do not avoid the present moment by dreaming of the future or revisiting the past. It might be a good time to engage in physical activity to focus your awareness in the here and now. Your best hope for this situation is to face it head on. This is not a time to play ostrich. Facing this moment with acceptance will carry you into the next. The questions to ask yourself is, am I doing everything I can to stay present in this moment? How can I focus myself more effectively? And what happens when I accept the things the way they are? Pile 3, what a beautiful reading. This was a lovely reading for today. If you enjoyed this reading, please be sure to hit the like button. If you have not hit subscribe yet and you would enjoy to watch some more of these, please do that as well. All right, Pile 3, take great care of your souls. Until next time, bye now.